Assalamualaikum and good evening to our special guest for today, which is one of the English teacher from primary school. And also we are from MSU student in the TESOL course. And also we would like to do the interview session with you to talk about CEFR in primary school. And also to our special guest, can you share your full name, background in education, and also your current school address. So you can share with us, teacher.
Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you. So my name is Rozana binti Abdul Rahim. I'm teaching in SK Kampung Raja Uda, Pelabuhan Kelang for almost 25 years now. I'm teaching tahap 1, which is my current classes now are in standard 1 and standard 2. Last year I was teaching, I taught standard 3. And standard 2. I'm in a my majors, what should I say? My major, orang kata in English lah, TESOL. Okay, so from diploma to degree, I took TESOL. So
Alright,
not to say an expert, but able to help you. Okay.
alright. Thank you, teacher, for sharing with us. Okay, now we would like to start with our first question, which is what is the meaning of CEFR?
Okay, first of all, CEFR, in what I understand, is an international standard for describing language ability. So it's more on language. So nowadays pupils lack in understanding languages, and mostly they are not understand about in English, how to speak, how to use English in proper ways. So CFR is more focusing on language.
Oh,
Okay, languages lah. So we teachers are try our best to measure the ability of using language in appropriate ways. That's what we call CFR, right, in major understandings among schools.
alright, thank
Yes.
you, teacher. So I have another question, which
Mm-hmm.
is what are the benefit of this curriculum? Means like what is the benefit of CEFR for students in primary school?
Okay, there are some benefits of this curriculum. I can give you some my findings. So first, we are able to access to a meaningful and useful point of reference. For example, just now I said they know how to use English words in English in appropriate ways. Okay, and also teacher can measure those pupils, the ability for them to speak and to communicate with students among themselves and also with teachers. Okay, and the third one, teachers are able to measure their levels of understanding in English so that whenever they want to speak with teachers, with children, among them, among children, among their friends, they know how to use English in the way it's supposed to be. Like for example, if they need to ask permission, they know how to use those words in for them to go to example to the toilet, okay, to go to the canteen and so on. And furthermore, teachers and learners can use or they can find varieties of resources, reference for them to refer on. For example, if they need to find something which is like example for teachers, if they want to teach the students about things in classroom, so then easy for them to find the simplest resources or ABM, BBM teaching aids. for them to use in class, so for the students to more understand and able to communicate and answer teachers' questions if needed, right? So the next would be CFR. Actually is we can how should I say, teachers can easily provide anything that is useful and simplest way to communicate with children. It's like a free way. You can use any methods of teaching as long as your children understand what are you trying to give to them or explain to them about topics that you are going to teach for that day. Okay, that's what I understand the benefits of the CFR.
All right, thank you, teacher. So for
Okay.
the last question from me is how to overcome the difficulties of CEFR while teaching as well as assessing the students in primary school.
Okay. Every problem, every methods, every if the governments, if they need to introduce new methods of teaching, especially in English, they are always focusing on English because most of the students, English is not their mother tongue at home, so they need to make it English more fun and exciting for the children to learn English. Okay. And I'm glad that you guys love English, so you took TESOL, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how to overcome the difficulties? First of all, teachers need to understand what is CEFR and the framework. Okay, for me, myself, CEFR is about ability for the students to understand the language. So the teachers need to understand the pupils and their backgrounds, and they need to find the simplest way of communicating with the children. Okay, for me, my school, how should I say, most of the students, they are very weak in English. So me, myself, I have to find the simplest way, simplest words, and mostly I have to be more hardworking on finding pictures that what I'm dah umur dah apa ni, at my age, it's quite lazy for me to find things but I need to find something that most of my children understand me. And the second one, teachers are trying their best, challenging themselves in terms of classroom practice. Okay, like we are preparing teaching aids for them. Actually, tahap satu, we need to build up as many as teaching aids for them, bahan bantu mengajar, like that. So we have to be extra hardworking, so that like me, I have to prepare pictures and words like that. So in next step, the next day, I need to teach them how to use the words, how to build a sentence. Okay, that is what phase 1 is for lah in CFR. And yes, and CFR too, the teachers need to focus more on able for the children to open their mouth and try to speak, even though the languages, whatsoever words that came out from their mouth, it's not appropriate, or it's like something awkward lah, for us to hear kan. Sometimes the words is not being used in correct ways, or they are not using the correct words to describe what they need to do, or what they need to understand about. Okay, right.
Okay, thank you, teacher. So now
Okay,
we move on with the next presenter to asking to our guest, which is
okay,
English teacher.
right.
Very good afternoon, Miss.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kugan, is it?
My name is
Yeah.
Kugan. So
Right.
here's my question to Miss. What is the assessment followed in CEFR for primary school student? Could you please
Okay.
tell Miss?
All right. For me, CEFR in primary schools emphasize both peer and self-assessments. That means actually we are going through one-to-one communications, and we need to assess every single students in class to identify the ability of the students and how they develop the language they learn in class or when they are communicating with the teacher. So they need we teachers need to find the ability of level students, even though they are able to speak by themselves or they need guidance from the teacher. Okay.
All right, Miss. So here's my second question. What are the strategies or techniques do you have used to assess student progress or determine their CEFR level?
All right. For me, myself in class, I usually, if for examples, I usually in early beginning of the session, I usually ask them about what is the day today. If they can answer the question like today is Saturday or just Saturday, so I know that they know the day, but they don't know how to build up the sentence. So if and some of them are just quiet and don't know what to say. Okay, so and I ask them what their names, their age, and what class are they in. So if they are able to speak and reply back to me, for me it's considered they are like intermediate lah, not to say beginners or advanced. But if they are able to reply me back in like other than what I asked them. So for me, I consider them as an advanced students. That's all.
So here's my last question, Miss. Have you attended any professional development workshop or training related to CEFR? If you so, what did you gain from those experiences? Can you tell about this?
Okay. I don't remember exactly if I attended CEFR course, but I've attended if you notice or if you know about this like those teachers from overseas, they come to our country and they teachers, like uh I'm not sure about what that course. I've attended for 3 times already. But to me, CFR is similar to those courses I've attended. Mostly they like teachers to communicate and building up teaching aids that are suitable for students proficiency and abilities in teachers own school, not to say other school. We are referring to our own school, our ability of students. Okay, mostly like listening and speaking skills lah, the emphasis on.
All right, Miss. Thank you so much for answering
Mm.
our question, Miss.
Okay, no
So
problem.
thank you, Miss.
Welcome.
Oh, all right, testing. Hello. Hello, my name is
Hello.
Muhammad Medinis, Miss. And to
Okay.
continue on our interview,
Okay.
I started with, firstly, how is CEFR in collaboration with the KSSR syllabus?
To me, CEFR and KSSR, they are not that too many gaps, but I think CEFR is more on and identifying students and students' ability to communicate. Because nowadays, I've seen so many students, they do not know how to speak and how should I say? Yeah, most of them they don't know how to communicate with each other. When they are going for interview, when they are going for it, when some foreigner strangers trying to speak with them in English, asking for direction and so on. So I think CEFR is focusing more on the ability of the students to speak and came up with their own ideas and what they feel and what they think about some topics. And because KSSR is focusing on the 5 skills, you know, right? The 5 skills, the listening,
Yeah, we
speaking,
know.
reading,
Yeah.
writing. And for year 3, we have grammar. So CEFR is more on, I think it's more on communicating, yeah, using language in appropriate ways and situations. That what I understand. Collaboration of CFR and KSSR.
Okay, so for to relating with the first question, what are
Okay.
the challenge and limitation in the collaboration for CEFR in KSSR syllabus?
Okay. Challenges and limitations. Okay, for my school, we are actually teachers. Like I said just now, we have to be more hardworking lah in finding a suitable teaching aids for the students. And sometimes we need to, sometimes if the, you know, suppliers from outside, you know, from outside of the school, they come to our school, they're selling books and everything. So most of the books that we use are not suitable for our children. You know, most of our children, if you come to my school, our school, most of the students, they are very weak in English. So for me, I have to come up with my own teaching aids that's suitable for my kids. So we have to come up with our own money, our own idea, and we have to discuss with our friends. Okay, lack of materials, one, and students' familiarities. For examples, they are not familiar with, sometimes if we come up with new words, or we can't use bombastic words here, you know, because they don't understand. So we have to use the simplest words that we can to introduce them. Okay, so we have to, like, we have to know about their backgrounds. So most of my kids here, they are from like B40 family. So they are not like wealth enough lah to buy their own ni. Even the dictionary also they cannot afford to buy. If I ask them to buy their dictionary also they don't want to buy. So I have to come up with something that, so I've put on words lah. Well, we panitia English panitia, we have our, like, every week we have our own words, so they have to memorize and we have to ask them. So what is the meaning? Okay, right. And the third one would be new approach. When like, okay, example, when we have finished the first topic, so we come up with the second topic. Actually, the first topic and the second topic is quite similar. But if we change, suddenly if the words is the same, the words are the same, and we change the pictures, suddenly they are blur and they don't know what to do. Actually, the words are there as the same, but I only change the pictures. So we have to be more hardworking in order for them and for us also to satisfy and they understand what we are teaching. And that's what I understand. Okay, right?
All right,
Okay.
thank you. So for the last question of my part will be, since it's CEFR and KSR syllabus in collaboration, what is the similarity and the difference between the CFR and the KSR framework?
Okay. All right. The difference and similarities, I think it's not that far, because Malaysian is always we are trying to promote unity among various ethnics. Okay. We just we just stick to our, Malaysian culture, ethnic. Okay, we are not focusing more on because here CEFR is more to the like Western type, So we are still with our own culture lah. So we are still respect our, unity, our ethnics, our races, and so on. So Malaysian students, so most of them, how should I say, in my class, like I said just now, they are more lacking in communication. So generally our students in Malaysia and commonly they do not macam fluently know how to speak in English. Okay. That's what I understand.
All right. Thank you, Miss. I will pass down to my next interview.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hello, madam. My name is Amir Danish, and I will be talking about the next question. So, how is CEFR would be incorporated in assessment in Malaysian schools, like activities and such?
Okay. For your information, Ami, um, in my school, how is CEFR assessment is been introducing. Usually we have English month, English day, English month where we set up with various kinds of activities such as we are doing like making puppets and ask them to create stories and build up characters. If they're making like puppets, okay, we can give the name of the puppets, what the puppets is able to do. Okay, they need us, we need them to speak with us. Even the English will be all over the place. We don't mind as long as they understand our question and we understand what they want and what actually they are trying to deliver to us, the messages, the way they speak. Okay, then we have our English month whereby they have to speak in English, or at least they try. Okay, ask permission to go to the toilet, they need to speak with their friends. Okay, the teachers, and most of the teachers also, they need to speak with them. Even though, like I said, the English is everywhere. So even though the English is broken whatsoever, we don't mind. As long as they
Yeah,
can speak.
I understand.
Okay. Right.
And also, I wanted to know, like, by doing these kinds of activities, have they somewhat improved in terms of, even if not by speaking, but by understanding?
Okay. Like my school, they have 4 classes. So the P and the B class, P class are the most, they are able to write, but they lack of speaking, like my school.
Uh,
Okay. So they are able to write, but they don't know how to say it. Some of
okay,
them,
so
they can speak, but they don't know how to write.
so there are
Okay.
specific classes for that,
Yes, we have
right?
here specific classes.
So
Yeah.
there are ones that is specifically for writing, where they understand but can't speak out loud, and
Yeah.
those who are able to speak but aren't able to write out the grammar that well.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so I think that's all for me. I'll pass on to the next presenter.
Okay. Thank you, Ami.
Hello, can you hear me fine?
Yeah. Loud and
Okay,
clear.
that's good. Okay, good afternoon, Miss. My name is Muhammad Naufal. I have just one question for you. So could you
Right.
explain more about the benefits of using CEFR within a Malaysian context?
Right. Now, file as I mentioned earlier, so the benefits of CFR curriculum in Malaysia, generally, actually, it's not for my school, but mostly lah in schools in Malaysia. So they are able to enhance learners in language skills Okay, able for them to communicate and speak in English well and fluently, as long as they know the 5 skills that they have to master, okay, in order for them to achieve and master in English. Not to say to the highest level, but intermediate level is, I think, is fair enough and enough for them. Okay, so and also CEFR to me enhance students to able to communicate and think for themselves without any help from the teachers. So examples, they need to come up with critical thinking. That means if they are given by the teachers one sort of or some questions that need for them to think for themselves, so they are able to give us some good answers, satisfaction answers, and as well as they understand and know how to deliver the speech communication in a good condition and well presented. Okay? Right, that's what I understand.
All right. So regarding how assessments are usually followed in the classroom, can I know what the students are usually taught during English lessons?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be you can just explain it in general. It doesn't have to be too specific.
Can you repeat the question, please, Ami?
Regarding how assessments are usually followed in classrooms, like um, can the students do revisions, looking into previous subjects, doing activities and basic homework that will help improve their English in a way,
Okay.
just by a small amount, even if it's not much.
Okay. Now, for me in my class, of course, I need to explain to them on how to do the activities. So, if they can bring the activities or the, the things they need to be done in class, so I will guide them on how to do the activities. If they need to do, for examples, building up puppets, or if they need to do the activities like crossword puzzle or riddles and everything, so they have to do in
Yes.
groups. So we teachers let them to do first, and only if they have and during the conclusion, we are giving them what are the right and wrong. So what do they need to emphasize on, what they need to correct during or when they are going to redo the activities. So we need to just guiding them like that. We are not asking them give them instructions on how to do the whole. So we need to, that's what we, when it comes to the assessment, assessment penilaian.
Okay.
So we need to
So in terms of learning, do they improve better when doing individual work or doing group work?
okay. As far as I'm concerned, now it's about 2 weeks. During last 2 days, I've asked them to do uh I asked them to draw or find pictures in the Google, so what they like to do. And I discovered one or two students, they are able to write the sentences in good condition, in proper way. But some of them, they just copy and paste, they write down again the words that sentence that is being used in the Google. So in that way, I able to identify and assess whether the students is interested in learning English, or they are just like, okay lah, the teacher asked them to do this, so they just write, as long as we are finished, then only teacher happy, satisfied, not angry with me, and that's all. That's what
Okay,
my
okay.
class lah.
Yeah, all right.
That is advanced class,
Very advanced. Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
No problem.
So hello again, teacher. I just
Okay.
have continuing the discussion on CEFR assessments in the classroom. Through
Okay.
my own research, I found that these assessments don't only help the students, but they also help the teachers in that by using these assessments, teachers can they're provided guidelines on how to evaluate their students' language proficiency. So, do you think it's fair to say that these assessments also benefit teachers and not just the students?
Can you please repeat your last question for me, Naufal?
Sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
I was asking.
Hey, your English is very good, you know.
Oh, thank you,
Your
thank you.
mother tongue, is it at home?
He can
Say
speak
No,
Malay, miss.
Okay.
I can't speak Malay, sadly. But thank you very much.
Really? Yeah,
Hmm.
okay. Can you please repeat the question for me? Thank you.
Alright. So I was saying that through my own research, I found that the CFR assessments not only help students but also help teachers by giving them guidelines on how to evaluate their students' language proficiency. So my question to you is, do you think it's fair to say that the CFR assessments also help teachers and not just the students?
If you ask me about my opinions, I'm always emphasizing on my students because most of my students they are very weak in English. So for me, CEFR is only works for advanced class, like I mentioned to Ame just now. Okay, for my three other classes, most of them are like creek. So some of the my advanced class also they are like quick too, but they are trying their best to catch up my lessons. Okay, compared to my three other classes, they just need me to spoon fed them. Okay, so I have to be more and more hardworking to find the simplest way of delivering my lesson to them. So if you say that it's fair for the teachers, of course for me I just can give them marks at 1 or 2 marks. But you know, like we are going under PBD, is it? We just access them on holistic, you know, just by looking at their works, their their behavior, their work in school. So for me, when it comes to like CFR curriculum, more on communication, I can't give them like most I can give them only 1 mark only. So to me, still exam needs to be emphasized, need to come back lah. Senang cakap need to come back. So now like tahap 2 they already uh, gain back exams. For tahap 1 we are still focusing on PBD. So I'm more to exams methods rather than just need them to communicate and speak to me because I will like be sleepy lah and waiting for their answers and waiting for them to communicate with me. And that's what I feel about CEFR. Okay,
Thank you so much, teacher.
no
So,
problem. Mm.
moving on, can we just get two suggestions from you regarding uh, maybe things that could be improved about CEFR assessments?
Oh, okay. Like let me tell you about my my way of living lah. Okay, because my parents both they are working, and those days they took MCE. MCE is all in English, right? So by hook or by crook they need to learn English so that they can score good results in MCE. Whereas nowadays they are using SPM, so they have BM, mostly in BM. So some of only in English, of course, lah, the papers are in English. And they just hantam, you know, they just write whatsoever that it's on their mind, you know, the answers and everything. They don't have to think. They very lazy to think. So same, the environment same in class also. If I don't give them any answers, so they need to, they will simply like, okay, they don't want to do that. So they will just give to me the books and empty lah, no answers. And then I ask them, do I need to write the answers for you or what? Am I learning here or am I teaching in this class or like that? So nowadays, like CFR, more on, how should I say? In communicating, they are emphasizing on communicating and to
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. So, sorry. Hi, teacher. I just have just one question for you. Could you give two suggestions or recommendations um regarding SEFR assessment? So, if there are things you think could be improved.
Okay. Recommendations. To me, in my class, I've done I've grouped my students into like 4 groups in 4 pupils in one group. So I give them a picture and words. That is hardworking lah. Words, lots of words, and they need to build up one sentence according to the pictures given. So to me, that is more appropriate in my class. So if about other school, I'm not sure, but most of them, I think, if we want for the students to master at least 3 words, 3 sentences without fail. Okay, able to build up 3 sentences without fail. Maksudnya, meaning the grammar is there, the sentence is there, correct, then to me is successful. So I think most of the school, they focusing on that. So revision also, they are doing the same thing. 1 word and make it into simplest sentence that they can. Regarding pictures, usually most of them, they should have pictures. Then only they can do the sentences. If without pictures, you need them to imagine. They will crick lah during that 1 hour. So you won't get any feedback on them. Okay, so to me, it's always about pictures. Mostly Malaysian students, they need to visualize. They need to have a picture. Then only they are able to, orang kata, build up their knowledge on how to, they have an idea on how to build up sentences. If you just give them, okay, build a sentence in word, blah, 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 like that. So they won't understand you and you will have to hear them during that 1 hour. Okay, so if you ask me about recommendation, I would recommend that kind of activities. So more on pictures and words, like 1, 2 words though, and ask them to, use that words. Do not skip that word. Okay, you have to use that word. If you don't use that words, it's totally wrong or 0 marks for you, like that. That's what I been doing in my class for my observation with my pentadbir, and when I'm dealing with my own kids during my own lesson. Okay, right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And hi, Teacher Rosanna, back again with me. So I think that's all for our interview session. And also,
Okay.
thank you so much for having here and sharing your experience about CEFR. And we hope that you have a happy, wonderful life and Salam Ramadan and also happy weekends. And again, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me here with you.
All right, teacher.
Okay, good luck. All the best with your studies. Okay, if you need anything, if you need my help, inshallah, I will help you as best that I can. So do not show your face like that. You know, you look so stressed. Happy in
Right,
teaching,
right.
happy in learning English. Because you guys chose this kind of you yourself chose this subject, isn't it? This English language as your major subject. So you have to face anything obstacles and whatsoever, because I know if that is not your mother tongue, that will be difficult for you. I think for Naufal it's okay, Kurt. Naufal, your English is very good, Naufal.
Thank
With your
you.
slang and everything, your accents, my gosh, good for you. And
But
for the
it's just
rest,
my
all
second
the
language.
best to you.
All right,
Okay, thank you
teacher.
for having me here.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Thank you,
Okay, no
teachers.
problem.
Thank
Yeah.
Thank you,
you.
Miss.